But let's actually, I'm going to highlight this real comment from Strife here. Actually, that was the wrong one. There we go. Strife says, Chris, do you feel the graphics update for Final Fantasy XIV will be extensive going off the mention of Yoshi-P's New Year's post?
Um, I feel that from a technical level, it is going to be a major hurdle for them to do. But when people go look at what some fan does with a predetermined portion of Ul'dah, with them running around on their one character model with its one gear set, that the graphic overhaul for 14 will not measure up to, like, if you've gone and seen a clip of what Orgrimmar looks like in Unreal Engine 5, like somebody built it in Unreal Engine 5, that's real, but they imply that like Blizzard could do this if they'd had Unreal Engine 5, and that's just like, these games are designed to run on microwaves. They are. And that's a good thing. It makes it accessible. There are people that absolutely have graphics cards from like 2013. If you can imagine a graphics card like more than one presidential administration before COVID-19, that graphics card was like already having dust on it. And that is still running a game that has yet to release its next expansion. It will still run 7.0. That's amazing. That's amazing. And so I think, you know, as we look at some of the things coming out of Unreal Engine 5 and its updates, it's astounding. The question is, are they doing it in a way that sets a framework for future graphics updates to not be so expensive? Are they doing it in a way where on the back end, this doesn't require a total ground up rework? So it's the same with stat squishes. Usually the first one was unforeseen back when they built the combat system. So the very first stat squish in one of these games is incredibly expensive. It's an incredibly manual process, and they're trying to make sure no player loses their data or has a bad experience as much as
Or
possible.
gets hacked, and like there's so many things that the company themselves has to worry about. Actually, I'll be putting out a video about my experience with Horizon XI, which is the Final Fantasy 11 graphics and overhaul to the servers, and it's incredible. Like, that's the review. Like, this is an incredible experience. The reason why Square Enix isn't doing it is A, it's not a priority, but B, like, they have things they have to consider that Horizon XI team doesn't have to consider, especially when it comes to the fact that Square Enix takes money and Horizon XI can't. You know, so it's something of that nature where
Yeah.
that's a key component. But that's an excellent question. Thank you,
No,
She Strife. Go ahead.
I hope that it at least passes what people can already do with hypothetical third party help. I hope that it at least takes it native past what people are already doing with things like, but not limited to, shaders.
Mhm.
There are people that are already heavily modifying this game in a variety of ways. And I hope that both from the UI and just the beauty standpoint, that a lot of where we are native looking at 7.0 or at 8.0 has passed what people are modifying now. It feels weird when like a fan made item that's 5 years old still outdoes what a dev team puts out, when the dev team made such an effort last February to say that that was something they were taking on. Now, they said graphics weren't their focus, and then you're like, well, we're doing it better. Great, that's not their focus. But Yoshi-P specifically made a point to talk about textures and to talk about the roadmap to getting there. So I think at this point, the expectations aren't being fan set. They're set by Yoshi-P. So I would hope they at least do that. But the game's already come a long way. I think people forget. Go Google Limsa Lominsa melting. And so go Google that and see where we already are. So I would expect it to take at least that step again.
That'd be really cool.